Madam President, today is our first full week back in session since the election 2 weeks ago. And while we haven't had the change of control here yet in the chamber, it doesn't happen until next year, Senate Republicans are setting out our priorities for the new Congress and looking forward to getting to work. Madam President, 2 weeks ago on Election Day, the American people spoke. They sent a clear message to Washington that they're tired of the status quo. They're tired of gridlock, tired of obstruction. They're tired of Washington wasting their money. They want change, and on Election Day, they asked Republicans to make that happen. And so, Madam President, Republicans are humbled by the trust the American people have placed in us, and we're not going to let them down. We look forward to setting a positive and a constructive agenda and getting the Senate working again for the American people. For the past several years, Senate Democrat leadership has stifled debate, ignored the regular order of business, and wasted the Senate's time on partisan legislation that Democrat leaders knew could not pass. And that means that very little has been spent on American families' priorities. Even many Democrats have grown frustrated with the highly partisan direction the Senate has taken under Democrat leadership. Republicans intend to chart a different course. Starting in January, we'll ensure that the Senate returns to the committee process and that the Senate floor once again becomes a forum for debate and amendments and votes. I'm encouraged that this week a number of rank-and-file Democrats abandoned their leadership and joined Republicans to support legislation to approve the Keystone Pipeline and the more than 42,000 jobs that it will create. Republicans hope we can continue to have that kind of collaboration in the new Congress. Madam President, Americans have had a rough time over the past several years. A weak economy, few jobs, high prices on everything from health care to electricity, and the list goes on and on. Our first priority in the 114th Congress will be enacting policies that will help create jobs and increase economic opportunity for American families. A good place to start is the dozens of House-passed jobs bills that have been gathering dust on the Senate Democrat leader's desk. Many of these bills passed the House with bipartisan support, and it's high time they get a vote in the Senate so they can get on the President's desk. And we hope, Madam President, that the President will work with us on priorities like expanding trade to open new markets for American agriculture and manufacturing overseas. I have to say, Madam President, I'm a little concerned that the President has indicated his intention of continuing to operate on his own. The American people made it clear on Election Day that they've rejected his policies, and I hope the President will take that message to heart and to rethink his plans to go it alone on important issues like immigration. Finally, Madam President, Republicans will get to work on some of the big-ticket items that need to get done here in Washington. Things like reforming our tax code to make it simpler and fairer and to make us more competitive in the global marketplace. Things like eliminating the hundreds of inefficient regulations that are driving up prices for American families and killing jobs. And things like conducting oversight of the executive branch to ensure that the cycle of abuses like the IRS scandal and the Veterans Affairs scandal stops now. Madam President, Republicans understand the opportunity we've been given. We don't intend to waste it. We're going to make Washington work again. We're going to make government more efficient and effective and stop the waste of taxpayer dollars. And we're going to get our economy going again and put our nation on a path to growth and to shared prosperity. Madam President, divided government has been historically a time when great things have been accomplished. Go back to Social Security reform in 1983 when you had a Republican president working with a Democrat House, or tax reform in 1986 when you had a Republican president working with a Democrat House, or 1996 when you had a Democrat president working with a Republican Congress on welfare reform. There are lots of examples throughout our history where divided government has led to big accomplishments and big results for the American people. Madam President, I submit that we can do that again. The American people are counting on us. Republicans here are ready to roll up our sleeves and to get to work. And we invite Democrats and the President to join us. Madam President, I yield the floor.